Hello, horse racing fans. It's Mark with InHereTheyCome.com getting ready for the Belmont Stakes on Saturday, June 10th. It is the 155th Belmont Stakes as well as the 50th anniversary of Secretariat's unbelievable 31 length romp. We're going to look over some things here in this video on trends in finding the Belmont Stakes winner over the last 18 years. It is the third leg of the Triple Crown Series. There will be no Triple Crown winner this year. It is the third race in 5 weeks. The Preakness Stakes winner, which was National Treasurer, trained by Bob Baffert, who did not run in the Kentucky Derby, he will be trying to win the second leg of the Triple Crown. No horse has been able to win 2 legs of the Triple Crown Series since 2018 when Justify took down the Triple Crown. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. The last 4 years, there's been a different winner in every leg of the Triple Crown, and it looks like it's going to be that way again this year. The Belmont is the longest of the 3 races at the marathon distance of 1.5 miles, and it's over a different track surface at Belmont, which is known affectionately as Big Sandy, because of the big, sweeping, wide turns that are actually very long. And the dirt surface is also a more of a sandy dirt texture than Churchill Downs or Pimlico. This is a field. We got a field of 9, which is a decent field. Still missing a couple of runners that should have been in here this year, but it's a decent field. And of course, Forte was made the morning line favorite at 5-2 for Todd Pletcher, who has 2 runners in here. As you recall, last year he took down the first 2 slots, the win and the runner-up last year with Mo Donegal and a Philly Nest. He'll be trying to repeat that exacta takedown this year again. And he probably has a decent shot at doing it, but I doubt it. A little bit of history in Belmont Stakes. The last Kentucky Derby to winner that skipped the Preakness to win the Belmont Stakes was Gotto del Sol back in 1982. The last wire-to-wire winner was Justify in 2018. Of the deep closers, the last one to win was 2019 with Sir Winston winning as he came out of the Peter Pan, which is a prep for the Belmont Stakes, and was able to close in on the field and get up for the win. And he was also the last new shooter in the Triple Crown Series to win the Belmont Stakes. The last layoff horse to win the race since the Kentucky Derby was last year in the Mo Donegal. As we'll see as we go through this, one of the keys to finding the Belmont Stakes winner is a Derby horse that skipped the Preakness to show up in the Belmont. And that's what Mo Donegal did last year. Here we're going to show you recent years of the Belmont Stakes winner and where their last race was run in their finish position as well as their payoff on Belmont Stakes days. So again, last year, Mo Donegal ran the Kentucky Derby, finished 5th. It was the favorite in the Belmont Stakes, paying $720. Year prior, it was Essential Quality. Finished 4th in the Kentucky Derby, also was the favorite on Belmont Stakes Day, paying $460. 2020 was year of COVID. This year doesn't count. 'Tis the law. Everything was different. The race was run earlier than normal. The distance was cut back to 1.1 miles from 1.5 miles. Tizzle was the favorite, so he actually came out of the Florida Derby because the Kentucky Derby was rescheduled to later in the fall. Throw that year out. 2019, again, it was Sir Winston ran second in the Peter Pan and paid a nice $22.40 on Belmont Stakes Day. Of course, this year, the winner of the Peter Pan is Arcangelo, and he's got a morning line odds of 8-1. So, could repeat there, I guess. Then we got Justify, won the Triple Crown, so he came out of the Preakness, was also the favorite, paid $360. Tap Red in 2017 came out of the Kentucky Derby after a sixth place finish. 2016, it was Creator coming out of the Kentucky Derby. See the trend here? Coming out of the Kentucky Derby. Finished 13th in the Kentucky Derby, came back and won the Belmont Stakes at $34.80. American Pharaoh, another Triple Crown winner, so he was coming out of the Preakness. 2014, we get another Peter Pan runner. It was the winner, Tonalist, coming out of the Peter Pan and won the Belmont, paying a nice $20.40. 2013, Palace Malice ran 12th in the Kentucky Derby, came back to win the Belmont Stakes at $29.60. Union Rags did the same thing after running 7th in Kentucky Derby. 2011, it was Ruler and Ice exiting the Federico Tezio, where he finished second. It was a long shot winner on Belmont Stakes Day. If you remember, that was on an off track, a sloppy track, which he liked. He paid a nice $51.50. Then we had a strange one here in 2010 was Drosselmeyer coming out of the Dyer Stakes after he ran second. He paid $28. Summer Bird ran sixth in the Kentucky Derby before winning the Belmont Stakes. The Tar went wire to wire, came out of the Barbaro Stakes and paid a big $79 as the lone speed in the race that year after the scratch. And then we have the Philly Rags to Riches, 2007. She actually came out of the Kentucky Oaks, which is the day before the Kentucky Derby, and that she won and paid $10.60 in the Belmont Stakes. Giselle, fourth in the Kentucky Derby, won the Belmont Stakes. So the majority of the winners since 2006 have come out of the Kentucky Derby after not running so well to take down the Belmont Stakes. 17 of the last 23 Belmont winners also ran in the Kentucky Derby. Don't forget it. That's very important. 6 of the last 23 Belmont winners did not run in the Derby or the Preakness. They were a new shooter. 6 winners, the last 23 years, were new shooters. Otherwise, they came from the Kentucky Derby. 17 plus 6, 23. Okay? That's it. It's either a new shooter or a Kentucky Derby runner that won the Belmont Stakes. There's 3 runners this year. Actually, there isn't 3 runners this year in the Kentucky Derby. I think there's only 2 runners in the field this year from the Kentucky Derby. Of course, that is Hit Show, Angel of Empire, and Tapit Trice, There's 4 Triple Crown new shooters to take them on. There's only 2 Preakness Stakes runners showing up in the Belmont Stakes. And, of course, that's the winner, National Treasure and Red Route 1, coming back in 3 weeks to run in the Belmont Stakes. Favorites of the Belmont. They've only won 7 of the last 22 Belmonts. However, 3 of those have been in the last 3 years. Again, 2020, we throw out the year of COVID, but the last 2 years, and the favorite took down the Belmont Stakes. 8 of the last odds-on favorites all lost. There will not be an odds-on favorite this year. Only 7 favorites were able to make the exacta in the last 15 years. So it's less than 50% of the time the favorite is either first or second. So just keep in mind, favorites in the last 36 years 25 of them lost, could not win. However, they have won the last three Belmont Stakes and four out of the last five Belmont Stakes. So I don't think the favorite's going to win this year. And here's their finishing of the. Here's the shows you the favorites. Modonico Essential Quality last year. The COVID year, Tis the Law. 2019, the favorite ran second. Of course, 18 was Justify's Triple Crown year. 2017, the favorite ran second, Irish War Cry. Exaggerator couldn't do anything better than 11th in 2016. Then we get another Triple Crown winner, American Pharoah, won. California Chrome, a disappointment in 2014, could only finish fourth. Orb, in 2013, ran third. Dullahan finished seventh in 2012. Animal Kingdom, sixth. Icebox, ninth. My Night Bird did run third in 2009 at 3-2 odds. Big Brown was a DNF. He did not finish the race. It was undefeated. Kent DeSormo pulled him up in that final big sweeping turn. No one still knows why, for sure, why he did it. Curlin ran second in 2007. Bob and John finished eighth in 2006. So as you can see, other than the last 3-4 years, favorites have not done well in the Belmont Stakes. The Raise a Native Sire line is a critical pedigree line that we use in finding Belmont Stakes winners, as well as Kentucky Derby winners and Breeders' Cup Classic winners. It has been proven that it is critical to have the top sire side to have the Raise a Native pedigree. It is a proven factor in finding winners in these long races as a 3-year-old. The Raise a Native sire line has won 15 the last 28. That's a nice 54%. This year, there is actually 6 of the 9 runners that have the Raise a Native sire pedigree line in the proper location. They are Angel of Empire, Arcangelo, Hit Show, El Morocco, National Treasure, and Red Route 1. So you've got more than a 50% chance that the winner is in that group. The X Factor, the large heart trait, pedigree trait, is key in winning the Belmont Stakes. It is what was attributed to Secretariat's big 31 length romp in the Belmont Stakes 50 years ago. When Secretary died, they did an autopsy and found that his heart weighed 22 pounds, which is about 3 times the size of an average thoroughbred's heart. That was what allowed him to pump more oxygen to the blood, generating more horsepower, just like in a car engine, unless you got an electric car. The X chromosome of War Admiral Mahmoud in the correct position on the dam's pedigree side for possible inheritance has been critical in finding the Belmont Stakes winner, as well as Kentucky Derby winners, and as well as Breeders' Cup Classic winners. There is only one this year that does not have the X factor, the large heart pedigree trait, and that is Arcangelo is the only runner that does not have the X chromosome of War Admiral or Mahmoud. So he will probably find it difficult to win a marathon distance of 1.5 miles on the dirt in the Belmont Stakes. But again, keep in mind, of the last 27 winners, there was 8 that did not have this pedigree trait. So it's a long shot, but it is possible. Dosage. Most of us have forgotten about dosage. However, in a 1.5 mile race, it can be very important. This is a graph that shows you the average um, DI for a distance race. So when you look at the mile and a half or the 12 furlongs on dirt, that's the red line. Um, the average pedigree is basically 2.50 for being successful at this distance. So we like to take a look at the DI number on each of the runners. The dosage is a ratio of speed points to stamina points in the pedigree, in the dosage pedigree profile. Like I said, the average for the 1.5 mile distance is 2.50. There have only been 4 winners in the last 23 years that had a DI greater than 3.0. Now, one of those, or the most recent one, was 2015, and that was the Triple Crown winner, American Pharoah, who actually had a 4.33. Um, there's only been 3 winners in the last 40 years that had a DI greater than 4. There are 2 in the field this year that have a DI of greater than 4, and I mean far greater than 4. And that is Arcangelo with an 8.60. And our pick for the Kentucky Derby was Angel of Empire, and he's got a DI of 9.00. Those 2 should not be in the winner circle come Saturday. There are a couple that have, like, say, the 5 runners over 3. That's between 3 and 4. That's like okay. It's not great, but it's okay. So it's not totally a kiss of death. But the 2 that are over 4 is a kiss of death. This just shows us payouts in the last 18 years in the Belmont Stakes and where we can get some big paybacks here. So the last couple of years with the favorites winning, the payouts were low. However, you did get still in a dollar superfecta last year, get $692. The Todd Pletcher Exacta paid $27, which was okay. Put $20 on that, you got $270 back. Then we look at 2019. 2019 when Sir Winston won, paying $22. We got a $10,000 $1 superfecta payoff. So there are some larger payoffs. And the trifecta, the $2 trifecta that year was $24.88. But that superfecta, nice. And then we look down the line here. 2016, this was another when Creator won, paying $34.80. And that superfecta came back at $13,968. Even better yet. Let's go back here and look at, I want to look at 2015 was American Pharoah's year, the big favorites. We only got $285 back on the dollar super. But if we go up to 2018, when Justify won the Triple Crown and was the big favorite on Belmont Stakes Day, paying only $3.60, even with that, the Superfecta paid $1,000 and $1,052. So even with the favorites winning and in the money in the top 3 spots, we still got a $1,000 payoff in the Superfecta. 2014, that was tonalist, winning at $20.40. Nice Exacta, $348, and the Superfecta paid $3,800. And the $2 trifecta paid $6,700. So for a dollar Superfecta, it was paid about as much as the Superfecta did. And 2013 was Powell's Malice's upset. Superfecta came back at $10,000. 2011, look at 2011, Roller on Ice. We had a big Exacta in 2011, $928. They were 2 horses that loved an off track that year. And the Superfecta, dollar super, paid $37,026. 2010, we got $5,329. 2008, we had a dead heat for third, so we had two payoffs in a super, 24,000 and 23,000. 2008, we got a big upset win with the Tara paying $79 as the lone speed in the race. So you can see is the payouts. We really want to take a look at the Superfecta. Be sure you're playing the Superfecta this year, especially with only a 9-horse field. We want to look for some big payouts on the bottom of that Superfecta. Long shots. We're using long shots on the bottom of the Superfecta. This is a 10-year average of all those payouts. Most recent 10 years, the win payoff has averaged $14.23. Not bad. $2 exacta, $123. A $2 trifecta, $1,476. And a $1 superfecta, $4,500. This is where we want to concentrate our wagers, is in this superfecta, as well as picking the winner. There's over $150 million wagered on Belmont Stakes Day. You want to be able to get your fair share of that. It's a great racing card on Belmont Stakes Day. 13 races. There's five pick fours. They added an extra one this year, and there's 3 pick fives along with the pick 6. Great wagering opportunities. Forte, I don't feel is a lock to win. Will the favorite win again? I say no. There are big potentials, even though it's only a 9-horse field, to get some really nice payouts in the Belmont Stakes. And when you look at the field, there's easily 5 to 6 of the runners you could actually make you could actually see winning this race. So it's difficult to separate the top 5 runners in this field. It is difficult to separate, and that's why we have to take in consideration the trends of what have worked in the past. Horses coming out of the Kentucky Derby versus the new shooters. In our picture, we also provide you with what the Belmont Stakes profile is, so you know exactly what have been the keys and what has been proven to use in finding the winners when you're handicapping the race. We also provide you with the 2-day double of the Gold Cup with the Belmont Stakes as well. The picks for the Belmont Stakes race is only $30. You can get them out on our website, and heretheycome.com. You can go out there now and immediately download them. The big race card on Belmont Stakes days, a ton of graded stakes races, and here they are, and here are their average payouts over the last 10 years. Of these graded races, when you take a look at the supers and the trifecta payoffs, kind of identify where we want to look hard at. Also, where the favorites do well in here. Obviously, the Metropolitan of favorites do well. As well as in the Ogden Phipps and the True North Stakes. Favorites do well, and usually do well in the poker as well. But on the other graded stakes, you're going to want to spread out a little bit more in your pick 4s and pick 5s, as well as the pick 3s. 13 races on the full card selections. We do make those available for an additional $10. So you can get them for $40, get all 13 races. You get our 13 top picks, exactas, trifectas, and superfectas, 12 daily doubles, 11 pick 3s, 5 pick 4s, 3 pick 5s, and of course the pick 6. The 9 graded stakes races on Saturday have a purse money totaling $5.25 million. So we get a lot of really good, nice runners on Belmont Stakes Day. The race card on Belmont Stakes Days is, it's the biggest day in New York for on racing card, and it's second only to the Breeders' Cup Championship races for this number of graded stakes races. Who will win the third leg of the Triple Crown? That's the big question. Will the Preakness winner, National Treasure, get a second leg? Will a Tapit sired horse win another? looks to be another wide open race. So I'm sure it's going to be an exciting race, and very well could be some nice big surprises. So you go out to our website, sign up for our picks, the Belmont State picks, as well as the full card picks. Um, what we've so far this year in our Kentucky Derby picks, we cashed in on the trifecta, the dollar trifecta for $982, and in our Preakness Stakes, we hit everything. We picked the winner, National Treasure, to win. We hit the exacta, trifecta, superfecta, and even the super high five. That's right, folks. The super high five, picking the first five horses across the line in order. We cashed in on that as well. So go out there now to our website and sign up, and I'm sure our picks will help you with your wagering on Saturday. Thanks for watching. Good luck to everybody on Saturday, and cash those tickets. Don't trash them. Thanks for watching. I wish everyone good luck on Belmont Stakes Day. It is going to be a great day, a great race. Thanks for watching, and good luck.